There are a ton of different types of leather to use depending on the different types of projects. It's very tactile with the leather samples for me. Like sometimes I just kind of like hold them up to my face. It's got to smell right, it's got to feel right. I don't know, like I'll sleep with a leather sample just to see if it's worthy, you know? My name is Emil Congdon. My craft is leather goods, furniture design, you name it. We're at Emil Erwin in Nashville, Tennessee. It's my store and studio. We make everything from belts to handbags to furniture. I design everything in-house and we make everything here as well. We sell a lot of our belts. I do like to focus on our home goods as of late. I've really been having fun designing furniture. The first step in anything I make is the design, and then I just try to start refining that idea. I'll take that from paper to the computer, start sketching it out with dimensions and try to make it a little more 3D because I can't draw very well. And then once I feel like I've gotten a sense of like an actual item that can be made that I like, that's worth putting the effort into the next step, I'll start to decide on the materials I want to use. Today, I'm making one of our bar stools. Typically, it takes about 12 hours. When I was in college, I was on my own financially, and I got a hole in my pants. And I thought, well, let me just see if I can fix this. So instead of buying new pants, I went to Walmart and bought some really awful, like Old Glory American flag quilting fabric or something. It was awful, and patched my pants by hand. And then I thought, well, I could do this easier if I had a sewing machine. How I could just make my own clothes. So I asked my mom to give me a sewing machine for Christmas when I was 20 years old. And then started making some clothes for myself, and then started making bags for girls. And then I wanted to do something a little more masculine, I guess. So I started doing upholstery, and then got back into the bags and stuff again. I always had a desire to work with leather. It just seemed so durable. But, you know, where do you find leather? I didn't even have a computer, so one day I went into a woodworking shop and they just happened to have some leather on the shelf. And I said, hey, what are you guys doing with that? And they're like, you can have it. So I took the leather and just started making bags with that. I've still got some of that leather. I spent years and years trying to figure out what machines to use, what type of leather to use. It's definitely harder to work with leather because most home sewing machines can't handle the thickness. I entered our bags into the Garden & Gun Made in the South Awards in 2010, and we won in the style category, and then just been riding that wave. I like the idea of creating practical items that are also beautiful. I always wanted to make a chair because everybody sits. You know, not everybody carries a bag. I don't even carry a bag, but I sit a lot. So I just kind of wanted to put my stamp on it. With this bar stool, we went with a round steel rod. 1/2 inch was a little bit heavy, 3/8 was too small, so we went with 7/16. And then the leather we used for it, initially this bar stool was designed to be on a rooftop, so it was going to be exposed to some of the elements. So we went with a leather that was designed for saddles. So saddles get wet. It's got a high oil content. It's better for being out in the elements. We do powder coating on the base. It's just a more durable way of coating it. Like sometimes we'll just do a clear coat, but it doesn't flake off as easily as like just a clear coat painted on. So then we'll bring the base back here and we'll assemble the whole thing and we'll lace the leather on and we'll be done, be ready to go. Nashville is kind of like the right size town. It's not too big, not too small. I think there's a lot of competition, but competition is healthy. It keeps you on your toes. If you don't have competition, it's easy to get stagnant and not try to best your competitors. What makes me most proud about Emil Erwin is the fact that I get to be completely creative and I get to put something that is totally out of my head into physical form, and people appreciate it enough to buy it.